Black Sails dramatizes the true story of the famous real-life pirate Charles Vane to create an exciting story. This prequel to Robert Louis Stevenson's novel Treasure Island follows Captain James Flint, a pirate fighting to save New Providence Island from the British and Spanish forces during the golden age of piracy. Like the original novel, Black Sails weaves together fiction and history to create compelling characters and storylines. One of the best examples of this is the character Charles Vane, a fictional version of the actual Golden Age pirate. Charles Vane was introduced in the premiere of Black Sails and stole the hearts of fans. This created devastation when the pirate died in Black Sails Season 3. Though some of his character arc and storyline match up with the real Charles Vane, the recorded history paints a more bleak picture of the famous pirate. Zach McGowan's role as Charles Vane explained. Black Sails' version of Charles Vane is noble but feared. Like many of the real pirates in Black Sails, Charles Vane's characterization is vastly different from his real-life counterpart. The series depicts him as violent but honorable, following the pirate code even when he didn't follow laws. He isn't often violent for violence's sake, using it as a means to an end instead. Vane is never shown torturing people or engaging in excessive brutality throughout the series. His Black Sails storyline centers on his relationship with Edward Blackbeard Teach, a fictional version of the real historical character, and Captain James Flint, an entirely fictional former lieutenant and pirate captain. During Black Sails, he's the only pirate not offered a pardon by Governor Rogers, making him seem more sympathetic. In the end, Charles Vane is captured on horseback and tried for piracy, getting a death sentence. While the story was extremely entertaining, very few parts of the actual storyline in Black Sails happened in real life. Charles Vane's role in Henry Jennings' attack on the 1715 treasure fleet. The real Charles Vane starred in piracy. Charles Vane turns around while holding a pistol in one hand and a cutlass in the other in Black Sails. The real Charles Vane became a pirate either in 1715 or 1716, the year is disputed by historians. When he started out, he was under the rule of Captain Henry Jennings. Though it's a source of debate, some scholars believe his first work as a pirate helped Jennings attack two Spanish treasure fleets that sunk off the Gulf of Florida in 1715. Vane and Jennings specialized in retrieving silver from the treasure fleets that disrupted the efforts of the Spanish Crown's crew. By 1717, Vane had ventured out on his own as an independent captain. Why Charles Vane had such a bad reputation as a pirate? Black Sails tames Charles Vane's cruelty. Throughout Black Sails, Charles Vane is discussed as this terrible pirate, but he's a saint compared to his real-life counterpart. The real Vane constantly tortured, maimed, and killed others. Nathaniel Catling, an escaped crew member from a captured ship, detailed how the pirates hung him and repeatedly slashed him open with cutlasses. Other crew members were beaten up when Vane's pirates took over the ship. The captain of another ship, Edward North, shared that he was attacked and beaten, while another crewmate was tied to the front of the ship and tortured using fire. Charles Vane wasn't just cruel to his enemies, though. When pirates were insubordinate, the captain was known to keelhaul his enemies, a torture method that involved tying a person to a rope, throwing them into the water, and dragging them under the ship from one side to the other. This potentially lethal torture method was just one of the many ways Vane made others obey his orders.